So I feel like we're getting closer to full strength. Lamar did some things today. Amir did some things. Those would be great to have them back. You know, we've missed them lately since they've been out. They had some depth at both their positions and some reps. And Torrin Harris didn't practice still. Hopefully he will be back when we resume practice on Sunday, because obviously we need him in there as well. As far as the practice, I thought it was a good, long, hard, physical, another day of full pads practice. And so now they'll have a day off and we'll get back to work. So it's great for the staff and for the players to be ahead. You know, we just completed a Tuesday practice where normally we would just be having come back, you know, last night from a road game and going over film. So it's great to be ahead.
Will you guys be recruiting this weekend, or what's happening?
Yeah, we have some this week. Guys have gone out at night to some games, and Ted went out nationally, and then we'll do some more tonight, and then some junior college Saturday.
Will you be out? I mean, will you be going to these games?
No, we're not going to use my trip yet to go see people, and you know we film everything, so I get to watch everything as well, and then you know, as soon as the last game's over, that's when we'll start using all my visits up.
Did you see Cal's game last night, and if so, any sort of initial thoughts?
I did. I thought it was. I thought they played great, you know, through a half and into the third quarter, and obviously a tough environment to play versus a very explosive offense. And you know, and then what happened is what happens in most Oregon games over the last couple of years. Somehow, you know, Oregon gets stronger as the game goes in the second half, especially on defense. As you go back to last year, you know, so few points given up in the fourth quarter on defense. You know, they do a great job, and they've done a great job of recruiting depth. So they play a bunch of players. You know, if you start taking off their reps, you know, they get a ton of guys in there on offense and on defense, and so obviously that contributes to, you know, what they're able to do late in the third and the fourth quarter.
Cal's secondary issues were obviously exacerbated by the injury to Mark Anthony, but can you pinpoint why they've struggled so much this season?
I don't know. You know, last year they were way up there in pass defense and pass efficiency defense. And so, you know, it just happens in cycles when you lose some players, and you know, especially it's hard to come back from a game kind of like what we had early, and you know, with the Hawaii game, you know, the numbers are so lopsided. You know, your stats, it takes a while to come back down from that. And so their Colorado game, you know, really, you know, screwed up their passing stats. But they're doing a great job against the run for the most part. They're very physical up front. The safeties tackle well, and you know, they put Stephon McClure in there, and he seemed to do all right at times. And so, you know, I'm sure they're excited about getting more reps for a true freshman.
How much of an advantage is it that they had a game last night and you're on a bye?
Well, I hope it's an advantage. You know, you'd like to think it is. You'd like to think that, you know, we have a little bit more time to rest, and you know, we've had days, you know, now where we've been preparing for this. So, you know, where they're landing last night, probably at 3 in the morning. You know, getting back. You know, we already have all our first and second down done. So, we'll see. You never know. You know, there's a reason that everyone doesn't win every game off of a bye. You know, just because you have more time doesn't make you win the game. But it's good to have.
The line seems it's most comfortable yet. Are you kind of, you know, happy that you have that set 5 and they're kind of just seems like they're gelling and getting more comfortable each week?
The offensive line?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's up and down, and once again you got to take into account about the game that you're playing. You know, that wasn't, you know, the Arizona game. Their strength coming in was not a big aggressive front four. You know, dominating. I think they're 119th or something in rush coming into the game. So we got to take that into account, and like in all our evaluations of our positions, our players, and our units and our teams, you know, we want to take everything into account and not look at one game and one opponent. You know, just like what I referred to the other day about after Arizona State. You know, so many things about now the quarterback's no good, and he's not a first-round pick, and now all of a sudden he's right back to being great. So somewhere in the middle, and same with the offensive line. You know, I hope we're not as bad as we played in Arizona State. Probably not as good as we played in Arizona.
But do you think you've seen a general progression?
I don't know. You know, at times we have, but you know, we still, you know, the right guard is playing better, and the right tackle and left guard have to step it up and play better. And the center and left tackle are playing really well.
When we look at George Ito, last year we talked about him, and talked about him, you know, as a top prospect. He's done some good things, but I don't think he had the consistent type of play that you expected from him. He's another example of a freshman, right? I mean, what did you thought of him?
Well, I thought he's done really well. You know, because of the other guys in there. You know, he's obviously not starting and getting as much reps as he would if he was a starter. But I thought he's done well at times in there. You know, like anything, he's still a freshman, and so there's a learning curve. And you know, he's screwed up a little bit when he's in there with some assignments. But he's been a really, really good player for us, like a lot of the guys in that class.
Does he have more potential as a kind of sacking, getting the quarterback defensive tackle than the other two guys you have?
I don't know. You know, Rajan's done really well at that. Christian's kind of more of a run stopper, not as much a pass rusher, where Rajan's more of a pass rusher. So he's kind of a mixture of both.
Will it surprise you if some things George does makes you take another look at the website?
Yeah, you know, we got to look at it this week, you know, and see where we're at now that he's fully healthy, and you know, he's doing some good things out here. So we'll spend the week to figure that out.
That's good.